Okay, back. It's breeding season for bearded dragons, and I have a beardy. Gilbert. My pride. He is, like, insane. He got a bath today. They sometimes get a thing called a sperm plug. They have a cloacal vent. Just like birds. They pee, poop, and, you know, out the same hole. And, so beardies, if they don't have a way to ejaculate, for lack of a better word, it'll just build up in there. Hopefully a bath will get it out because it can actually block them up. And like the plug that came out of there was as big as a horse ejaculate. I mean, it's like insane because he's effectively like an 18-year-old. And I've owned beardies in the past, so I know how to take care of them. And this one, I'm just doing like my best. He's in a bioactive vivarium. He's got organic vegetables of multiple colors and variety that he never touches. Napa, cabbage, bok choy, organic carrots, red pepper. It's like a whole thing he gets every day. And he'll not touch it. He'll always go for these bugs that eat literally like chicken chow, but at least I raise them myself. I have multiple bug colonies. Yeah, I'm a little weird. So here, you'll live by listening to me eat potato chips. I don't think I can beat Free Circle. I really don't want to go grind encampments though, because that sounds really boring to me. Here's the answer. This run keeps taking little steps back, doesn't it? I'll take it off this, but we need to beat this guy. I want to advance this. My hamstring's giving me fits. I'm justifying it. I've got rationalizations for basically everything. So, oh my god, we're just taking so much damage. And I feel like Jar is actually supposed to revive us here, but she's not. I think sticking with the poison sword is the answer here. Another thing that's like bad, we've experienced this twice now, is if you go down once during this fight and die, you lose your trash mobs. So you almost have to save and quit. Jar should actually be able to get the revive here. I'm sure that's how she's programmed, because Paladin Mike will do it. I don't think she's like cowering in fear quite yet, is she? Maybe so. Okay. I mean, probably gonna have to break off and go farm. I wish it was liquor, but it's Gatorade that I'm drinking. Liquor, that would do it. That'll help that injury heal fast. I haven't actually touched alcohol in 6 years. Probably the best thing I ever did. In fact, yes. As far as for my health and especially my wallet during this time of inflation, holy shit. Imagine trying to keep that habit up. Alright, I'm going to switch off poison now. We know that ice does nothing to him. 61. It's way under leveled, isn't it? Let's just try the big boy. See, that aim assist is rough, and even if I turn it off, it's the same thing. It's really weird with the melee. You would think the Berserker would really... I'm gonna change shields maybe too. This is definitely the sword that's doing the most though. Just not enough. Well, anyways, South Park's next TV movie is about the streaming wars and it arrives June 1st. Well, that's probably all we need to know about that. That's cool. Ubisoft's mysterious Avatar game is still coming within the year. Frontiers of Pandora is on track. That sounds almost like an MMO, right? We'll read about that a bit. Just go back to the Roid Shield for just that little bit of extra damage. I think it makes a difference. And I learned a lot. And I learned it makes a difference. Hey, now's actually a great time to get our thumbnail. Oh my god. Glad to see we wasted that again. I think it is worth having the poison blade out to begin with. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool. Isn't there like a camera tilt thing? Oh, that looks really nice. I like that. Yeah, that looks good. Holy crap. Yeah, that's fine. Because that's going to take so long. What happened to all the background effects? I love this feature because it is just so helpful to content creators. Kind of wish the effects wouldn't have disappeared. What's better, this way? Yeah, kind of like that too. Yeah, that's right. We're recording us trying to get this thumbnail put together. Well, this is going well. I think we may have to go level. I'll give it 2 more attempts. So we're not even getting any XP for this. And if I can't kill Free Sickles, I really doubt I can kill Volcaneer. Something like that. Oh my god! Every time I spin to win, he fucking teleports! Ah! There's nothing to second wind off of. Nothing. Okay. Main quest maybe? Yeah, let's just try to advance the main quest. Maybe I can level through that. We obviously need some levels. Can't do that till level 40, even though I've got 2 of them. Whatever. Journal. Weep Wild Dankness. It's actually one of my favorite areas. Fudge. I don't see a reason to go through the overworld if we can just go ahead and get down to the dankness. I don't know why it shows like all this is revealed, because apparently I haven't been there. Well, that went well, I think. Ubisoft's earnings report included something a bit surprising. Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora is still set to be released before the end of the publisher's fiscal year. Is there no other side quests that we got done? Nope. Yeah, I'm real iffy on the encampment grind. I just think there's probably better ways, especially with the enemy scaling to us. There's not that much XP to be gained, I don't think. Oh, this is a quest in itself? Hell yeah.
No, I didn't. It's right there. It's in the way of our character. Maybe it's not a cheese curl. Mayhaps it is a
Ah, good. I wonder how they skipped this.
That I totally already had ready to get the key to unlock it.
Waffle House customers make own food after worker allegedly quits. Oh, this sounds interesting. Waffle House should just rent out the kitchen. After a Waffle House worker allegedly walked out on the job, the customers in the restaurant stepped in to make their own food. TikToker, yada yada, made the claim in a video that garnered 113,000 views on the platform. Oh my god. The video shows a Waffle House employee outside of a restaurant before the person filming and the people accompanying them go inside to make their own breakfast. What's going on with this world, man? Had to adjust the ice pack. So another wasted spin to win. In the world of OG Battleborn, though, that would have been a... Should probably take the damage. I should take the difficulty back up, shouldn't I? Just to keep this run at least. You know. Even though for 2 minutes I was kind of having fun, like, oh my god, I'm killing things again. I think we're just under-leveled for that. At 20, I think I'm willing to start the DLC, too. I hope they don't nerf Spore Warden, because I think Spore Warden's actually underperforming. I know it seemed like that was the S tier to begin with, but 100% no. Stabomancer's probably the best complementary class, but the problem is his tree completely... Their tree, its tree, completely falls apart at the halfway mark. It seems like these days spell shots become the G. Which is another challenge run I intend to do, is spell shot only spells. See, there's tons of content. There is so much content I could make. I have so many ideas. There's so many games we could do Let's Plays on. It's just a matter of doing it. Especially streaming it, of course, would be best. I have not played a real PvP game in some time, though. I played a little bit of Rogue Company one, the Xbox Live. Oh my god, the amount of times I'm missing the spin to win. Xbox Live last weekend went down, and it was the only game I was able to play. I know Halo just had its season 2. Maybe that's the next Let's Play, but I really did want to stream that one. There's a whatnot. Instead of a fear not, it's a whatnot. Also, like a mark all as junk would be helpful right here, because they had that in Borderlands 3, but they don't have it in this one. And I'm not sure why. Problem is with homie Gilbert being in the breeding season, he constantly wants out. So we put him on the deck and he sits out there and he crawls around, he falls off and he like claws away at things. He's just going like completely nuts. Y'all, we in the Waffle House, another text overlay on the video reads. The workers walked out of this hoe. Viewers joked about how this is not a unique experience in the comments section. Cooking your own food at the Waffle House is part of the experience, one commentator wrote. Waffle House should just run out the kitchen. There we go. Interesting stuff. The labor shortage has gotten so bad that we can't even... People are just working for themselves in the Waffle House. Speaking of that, while we're here recording, let's go ahead and update all my shit so I can pretend like I'm streaming. If Mrs. Rand still works, wow, it still works. And chatbot, I'm probably disconnected from. I know this has been a pretty lame episode, but I'm fooling around with some things. I gotta log back in. I need to sell my shit off. Okay, let's try to turn this episode into something useful. Honestly, just finishing this main story mission would be good. Thinking level 18, maybe we'll try the boss again, and then level 20 we can start the DLC. I'm going through the XP motions. We just need the XPs. Try to find power in a build as we go along. Or a really good roid shield. That would be huge. Hooray! I just want to punch the damn Cheeto. How did people figure out a skip for that?
Key into the lock. The powerful ancient meteor begins to rise from the ground. Woo! Returning to the heavens from whence it came.
You're really not going to admit you dropped that on accident, are you?
I have no idea what you mean.
Does something have to change? Does it have to get flooded for this to clear out?
That dungeon over there mayhaps contains a shrine.
Yes, but I can't remember how we clear those trees out. I think it just automatically happens with main story progress. Love this game, Anthem. Yeah, well. That probably should have been a lawsuit in and of itself. Says the transition to its next console is a major concern for us. Interesting. The company wants to alleviate the risk of resetting its user base. I mean, just do what Xbox has been doing and try to get it all in one family, which is really too bad that Xbox had to stop working towards backwards compatibility.
The weep wild and ghosts.
I did the wrong thing. I paused the recording instead of my microphone, so potato chips, no audio. That whole team dedicated to it for a decade, and they announced at this last E3, I think it was, that...
And mushrooms grow out of their rotting corpses. Now it's mega
boy, that hamstring is mad.
I need a dank ranking.
They couldn't do any more because of
You gotta rank the dank.
licensing issues.
the dank rank. Well, the frank
There's just not enough of the original Xbox games, and the 360 in those first, like, 3 years had a great library. A lot of those games deserve getting the treatment. There has to be a way. Sometimes they run those Xbox games too expensive, though. Under the Reckoning, which I have the original Xbox disc for and busted out every now and again. Ouchie. Ooh. It's like $40 sometimes. I think it's like 30-40 bucks. It's still like crazy. So I just bought Time Splitters too, though. I'm pretty pumped about that. That'd be a great Let's Play. I need to see what's on sale, actually. See those bounties? They should have one of those a day per area. With the guaranteed legendary attached. Like, you get their drop no matter what, once per day. Same thing with the featured run. Once per day, you should run that and get a guaranteed quest primordial, or whatever is the current highest tier. I'm gonna have to get this ice pack back in the freezer. Need two, that way I could just like constantly do it. Oh, there we go. 114. Is there any? I need different shields. I got to think about different shields now. I need roids. I don't see a roid. Magic, Stavomancer, or a Berserker. Obviously, anything with melee damage. That's the one fun and interesting part about this, is having to think about the game differently.
Even better if Valentine hadn't gotten Queen Diamond Loot killed.
Whoa, how was that my fault?
This stuff feels much more my level. In fact, I feel even strong for this area from doing the Mount Crawl. But if we had a gun, we could have easily got through Mount Crawl.
Hey, vibes are good. Super good vibes. No need to check the vibes.
Trouble in the party. Be careful. She'd rather blow up everything
Every one of my classes, I've done something with Spore Warden. That's the only thing keeping me from doing it. So I so badly want to get that Mushroom Revive. But that's going to take a lot of levels in and of itself. I'm not going to call it a waste. They still died. Oh, that barrel might hit. Nope. It's really hard to hit things with barrels in this one. Burfetta. This is actually one of my, probably my favorite area, and some of my favorite quests are in this area. No Murphin way. The nephew and I got a real laugh out of this area. Oh, this is where we meet Torg. This is also where Torg says some of his dumbest shit. Foruka was replying to a question about Nintendo was able to maintain strong release schedules 6 years into the Switch's life cycle. To be fair, wasn't the 360 and the PS3 like 8 years?
You like metal?
They don't even need to talk about that if the Switch LED would have been more of a, or LCD, would have been more of a mid-generation upgrade instead of just a screen enhancement. If they would have improved the memory bus and gave it some better specs like the Series X and the PS4 Pro, if they would have gone that route, made it able to do 2K. Even, you know, 4K, which was kind of a stretch, but still. And the problem for Nintendo is so many, with virtual consoles and like the NVIDIA, the deck thing that they do. Again, virtual machines with emulators. There's a lot of Chinese products out there, the Stream Deck thing, or Steam Deck. There's just a lot of like, they're starting to get a lot of legitimate competition that can play full-on PC games from in a portable mode. Which I would love one of those devices, but I already have very limited productivity in my life, and I think it would totally evaporate. Only if I could like record from the device. Games like this though, like I bet Borderlands 2 on the Switch is great. Depending on how good the performance is, but if the performance is solid, the Handsome Collection on Switch, I bet it's a ton of fun. I didn't think Wonderlands would lose all of its hype though within 2 months. I didn't think it was going to last that long, but I didn't think it would happen this quick. I also thought Gearbox would be a little more proactive about the fact that the DLC was basically universally criticized and like have a response like, don't worry, there's still a lot to go. We're going to do better. We hear you. They don't even do that. They're just, it's totally by the numbers these days. Oh yeah, it's a shitty DLC. You got more shit coming your way. Thanks for buying the game, suckers. That's how it feels to be honest as a fan when they don't even like remark on that. Like, yeah, you believed in us. You bought the season pass and pre-ordered. Turns out you're stupid and everybody else is right. I saw it was on sale. In fact, I think it's on sale right now. Let's do it, even though we're recording. Why not? You just got to go into deals. It may have just ended, but I know it was on sale. I will search it. I must have just missed it, but it was on sale just yesterday. It was like 45 bucks, I think. Once you can get this game with all the DLC for 40, do it. Anything below 40 and below. That's a good price for this game. It's a fair price. Don't be an idiot like me and pay 100 bucks because you're a fan. I don't even think they. My honest feeling as a customer and consumer of Gearbox software is, I don't think they care that much. They care enough, but they'll never like. I haven't seen a company honestly do this in a long time, and every time they've done it, it's ended up being a lie anyways, which is, we're gonna make this right. We're gonna work our asses off, and we're gonna make this right, and it's gonna become great. Anthem talked like that in the beginning, and they gave that shit up real quick. I got 2 videos on the YouTube about that, in fact. Oh, did we crash? Nope. You know what that was? Maybe the most insidious there it is. Thing about this game, shift. Yes, you can play it offline. Yes, you can play it in split screen, and huge kudos for that. But you have to connect to shift, and you can be right now playing like me in single player on the digital version, which is basically the only option because it's the only version that's actually optimized for the current gen. Really think that is just complete bullshit. This gen is almost 2 years old now, man. Is 2 years old, going into the 3rd year, for God's sake. You can't upcharge on current gen. It's nuts. But they did anyway. The game will lag out. It'll hitch if shift starts to have issues. Even if you're playing in single player like I am right now. That hitch was solely because shift must have had some issues communicating with the server for half a moment, so you have to lag out. I do like these big mushroom guys. And I like that obelisks can be farmed so easily. There is a lot to like about Wonderlands. They've done a lot of like Doom Eternal style stuff with their level design. This is probably the way they need to go going forward with level design, to be honest. Unless they want to become a true open world game and really embrace vehicles and go that route, which would also be cool. But if they're not going to do that, then the overworld and like very set levels and the way that they did these levels with the collectibles and the obelisks and the platforming encounters, that seems like a good direction to go. I think that's the one thing that's, speaking of Universal, instead of criticized, has been lauded is, hey, level design in this one is really nice. The detail, the atmosphere, the colors, and how they just feel really complete. As I said, you've got lots of collectibles in there. You have the obelisk, you have the platforming challenge. You'll usually have 3 or 4 side quests. They did do a nice job on the zones, and they really just embrace like Gearbox's or Borderlands games are zoned style games. Like they pretend to be open world, but they're not really. They never were. So why not just cut away from that altogether and embrace what we really are? But I don't know that they'll do it again because a lot of the people who like to them really matter, like Gathalion and stuff, they've come out and been against it. But I for what it's worth, I disagree with them. I think that the whole overworld thing, which I don't see coming to the mainstream Borderlands, and I actually think that, hey, if you're gonna do that, like, cut down on the vehicles then, and because they don't ever fully embrace vehicles. They did some cool stuff with Borderlands 3 with the customization, but they didn't keep going that direction because none of that stuff shows up in the DLC. This is tempting. Where's what I got on? Why not have one on? Oh, it's still locked. Fudge. I think that's the next unlock, though. Go open world. I mean, anything to change it up, like Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I still need to do for my Wii U, which I can do thanks to that new capture card I got. That's one of the things we can do now.
And in the clearing, you see a super duper mega crazy evil looking tree, and it's bleeding, and it's like
I wonder if consoles will ever go DVI.
No, it's evil. It looks evil. Oh, that's an evil tree. And it's surrounded by skelly.
Also, the chest design. Again, level design, like, yeah, they totally did a good job on that stuff. Rocket launchers could use a big buff. Sniper rifles could use another 20% buff. Sometimes some of this, like, that DLC was totally, like, already done before. This is a nod to one of the quests in Dungeon Keep back in the day. The blood tree, which would have I had a chance to drop the bee. In fact, I think that was like became the set place to farm for the bee. Which is another like thing about Gearbox DLCs that usually they had like, here's like 4 more farming opportunities for some of the most sought after gear. Not only would they give you new gear, which are this sword explosion got a buff, I need to think about that. Here's some of the best stuff from the vanilla game and a better way to farm it. Oh, there's Royd. Last, but look at that, 20% melee. We don't need max ward though. That's like, that's the problem, is that's wasted. That'd be a great buy. That'd be an excellent buy. That's like all 3 of those things would do a hell of a lot of work actually.
Heart soul?
It's a thing, shut up.
What is happening right now?
The power of the metal is summoning dead boys.
Oh. Well, we should probably stop that though, right?
Let's hit level 15 and call it an episode. Gotta go check on the horny lizard on the deck. Put this ice pack back into the... I'll finish this part of the quest. This ice pack back in the freezer too. I got a bone to pick with you. Like, that's what I want to hear these skeletons say. Why is our melee, like, just going off right now? Are we still in that slight window where you get a damage boost after we level? I think it's because I got an ice. No, I'm using the dark magic stuff. Dude, why are we clobbering right now? Holy shit. What's going on here? Never do this well. Oh.
These fans are
What if this was an unlimited spawn?
Damn, son. Ain't you ever been in a mosh pit before? It's aggro as hell. This crowd is getting a little less rowdy, but only a little.
Cool. Felt powerful for 5 seconds.
Oh, some of the undead seem to be lulled back to, but the band is getting swarmed. At any second.
Question is, should we have allowed spell damage? Because that could have just at least be one other thing that I... We're not going to because I'm this far into it, but it'd be one less thing I don't have to do that for. There it is. Officially, at level 15, we really started to feel our melee build come together. Oh, okay, damage dealt for enemies slowed. I think that that is actually really coming in handy. Movement speeds increased for us to fit. Both of these are like great for us. But I'm going to go with more damage boosting powers. And I'm going to continue to go with attunement to try to get that spin to win up quicker. Melee ring would sure be nice. All right, let's call it an episode.